It'll be Schwediger at the dot, right across from Adam Pitters. And we're underway. Stonehill trying to get their first win, not just on the year against LIU as they're 0-6 coming into today, but all time against the Sharks as Remy Parker will scoop up on the boards and throw right into the glove of Pitters. Yeah, Constable, the graduate student out of Holy Cross in front to Parker, and he shot it wide. So it is senior weekend. It is the last home weekend of the year for LIU, as they'll wrap up their season next week on the road at Arizona State. So another independent matchup. As the Sharks coming into this weekend, 9-5 record against the independent teams as the goaltender Dylan Milan keeps that one alive. Kane tries to come up the board. Zari's shot on goal is gloved by Milan. And speaking of Dylan Milan, the sophomore, out of Manitoba, 6'5", 220. Was that action as of late? Did not play against LIU in those two home games back in January against the Sharks. This will be his 22nd game of the year. And he is responsible for the only 2 wins of the season for Stonehill. Stonehill is 2-0 in their last 2. Went to their last 2 games 0-29 on the year. They knocked off Lindenwood 4-2 and then knocked off Assumption 3-1. And before that Lindenwood win, in which they got their first of the year, they lost to Lindenwood 10-1. So what a turnaround for Stonehill, able to get the next game, taking it 4-2. Garrett Volk in his own end. He'll go D to D towards Zan Gurney up the middle, off the stick of Fox. Nazareth, one of the seniors, goes to Nolan Welsh. Welsh parks it, goes to Volk. One timing shot, and they score! Garrett Volk, not even 2 minutes in, gets LIU on the board. It's 1-0. And it was Nolan Welsh on the boards, given a lot of time. You would think it's 5-on-4. Look at all the space and time he had, as Volk did not get a lot of that shot on goal, but it found its way past the right pad of Milan. Nolan Welsh, he'll line up for the dot against Hastings right now. Welsh, a guy that head coach Brett Riley has mentioned, a zero maintenance guy. Welsh, the senior out of Whistler, British Columbia, will get an assist on Garrett Volk's second of the year as we have an icing. So the senior to the freshman for the goal, as we look at now, the graduate student in net for LIU, Brandon Perrone out of Smithtown, New York, 6-12-1 on the year. As during that 4-game Alaska trip, Perrone was in net starting for 3 of the 4. As right off the draw, Mason's shot bounces wide. That 4-game Alaska trip, it was a win 2-1 against Anchorage, a loss 3-1 against Anchorage, and then a 4-0 win against Fairbanks, in which Perrone got a shutout, and then a 4-0 loss against Fairbanks. So win-loss, win-loss, and a 2-2 road trip. As Quinn, tough angled shot, is shouldered away by Milan. As Mason again towards the net, rebound loose, and it just steers wide of the goal. Rodziak gets it back. Rister on goal, and that one goes way wide. Gormley there to meet it. Goes down low to Brimmer. Off the glass, Pinio was flying out of the zone. Nobody home on that exit as Brimmer's shot goes off the blocker. Remy Parker now. Leaves for Pierden right off the bench. Steers it around the boards. Constable gets it free. Had Parker open, but could not release that pass in time. Adam Pitters now. This pass was chopped down by Mannion. Mannion again trying to get it. Poked away. It's Constable again. Frank Ireland on the boards. Gets stripped. It's down to Seco, the senior. Gets muscled up the puck by Ireland. Ireland might have a step here takes a spill to a knee, but we play on. Frank Ireland, the team's leading point producer, tied with Greg Chapchin at 14 apiece. There's Ireland, loving that down, the team's assistant captain, sophomore out of Southeastern Massachusetts. It'll be Davies towards Tripp, back to Davies. Ireland again, working on a long shift, will take it in the zone himself. Ireland dropped for Schreifels, broken up by Pappas, and it'll be flipped out of play by Zary. As Ireland and Zary finally able to get separated. As you take a look at Stonehill, 2-29, so a rough go in Stonehill's inaugural D1 season. Won their last 2 games we talked about, and they will finish the year with a 4-game road trip. Stonehill for many years was represented in that NE10 conference, where you see some Division II programs, mainly in the NCAA, you see D1 and D3 when it comes to hockey, but there weren't, that was that D2 NE10 conference. You got teams like Assumption and St. Anselm as well in there. And Stonehill was there for a while, former NE10 conference champions, but now their first year playing in Division I, and they've had a gauntlet of a schedule. As we saw in that graphic before, only 11 home games this year. This will be their 21st on the road. As Milan swallows that one up. Take a look at Stonehill. Now for LIU, 14-18-1 on the season overall. We mentioned that independent team record. They are 9-5 against the independent groups. 6 of those 9, though, are against Stonehill. And they are a very good face-off team, 7th in the nation, but they have their fair share of penalties. Manning goes cross-ice into the corner. Around the boards it goes Nazareth. On the chase, Welsh, pinball shot. It's a weird one for Perrone, but no harm, no foul. He'll get the whistle. I believe that might be Perrone's first stop of the afternoon. And if they count that as a shot, it will be. I believe that hit Gormley. Yeah, it was Gormley right in front. So a weird pinball action there on Perrone. Welsh with speed around the end boards goes to Fox. Fox, the team's leading point producer, goes off the stick of Milan and out of play. And during that Alaska trip, Fox, 2 goals, 1 assist for LIU as Zachary Nazareth, the senior, Chickawaga, New York. That's the bench, along with Fox as well. That 2 goals, 1 assist Alaska trip for Fox, helping out his 17 goals, 11 goals, 19 assists, 30-point campaign. A huge bounce-back season for Isaiah Fox, as a pass in front is broken up by Mannion. Davies goes down low towards Mannion. Mannion able to go right back D to D. Davies cross red, trying to dump it in, hit a leg. I think that was Volk, the lone goal scorer so far. It'll be Volk again in his own end. Volk, Wallach, and some room to skate up. Wallach drags fire, shot hit off the stick of Davies, and in the corner goes Parker. Tripp goes around the boards towards Davies. And now up the far side towards Schweniger. As that backhand try is shoveled out of play by Davies. Prior to Stonehill's matchup against Assumption, in which they won 3-1, that game they went 2-2 on the penalty kill. So 2 for 2, 100% on the penalty kill. But prior to that matchup against Assumption, they allowed a power play goal in 12 straight games, 27 in total. And during that 12-game stretch, it included a matchup we talked about at the top of the broadcast, January 19th, an 8-2 loss against LIU, in which they allowed the Sharks 7 power play goals. It was an LIU program high with that 7 power play goals. So if LIU goes back to the man advantage, there's something to keep in mind for not just today, but for this weekend 2-game set. Dancing through, taking a spill, and would pick up a shot on goal is gloved by Perone. It was Kyle Heath on the release. It was Perone's net for the majority of the season, but then it kind of became a 1A, 1B situation as we take a look at the Heath shot. That was gloved away by Perone. You had Rico DiMatteo in there, split time. Then you had Noah Ruprecht, who had a great run, helped LIU win back-to-back against Colgate at home. But ever since that Alaska trip, it's been Perone's net, as Ruprecht was the other starter in the 1 of 4 games. The other 3 was Perone. Stonehill goes up the middle. Katie, stick check by Kiernan. A lot of seniors and graduate students on this LIU group. And if you ask the coaching staff, Brett Riley, one they're very happy is not a senior or a graduate student, is Kiernan, as he tries to get in front of that one to block it. He might have got a piece of it. There's another shot to the net. Rebound loose. Kiernan has to clear it again. And a couple good looks in a row for the Skyhawks, as they might be offsides here. Mannion wisely peels off and finds Ronayne. Ronayne, wrister to the net, and another block, making another save by Perone. He goes back-to-back to keep Stonehill off the board. Stonehill pressing. One rebound chance after another for the Skyhawks, but Perone shut the door so far. As here is the first of it. There's one. Kiernan helped get it out of harm's way for the time being. And the wise play by Mannion as they enter the zone. And here's Ronayne. Shot gets knocked down. Towards the net, there's one. And then Galante gets denied with the left pad. And Elby Nazareth. They'll bank it free towards Isaiah Fox. Hunter Ronayne, Connor Ronayne, trying to go up the boards, eaten up by the defensive blue line of Volk. It'll be LaRusso now. LaRusso had 2 goals in that 4-2 win against Lindenwood, helped the Skyhawks get their first win of the year. As we have a hand pass. LIU, that Alaska trip we mentioned, 2-2 overall in those 4 games. They averaged 1.75 goals per game. That was not a great number, but that's heavily due to them being shut out that last game against Fairbanks. They had a 4-goal performance the day before, but they got shut out. And they allowed exactly 2 goals against on average in those 4 games. There's a wrister on goal, pinballs around into the corner. Backhand pass in front, dangerously in the crease, swiped away by Mannion, but still on it will be Brimmer for LIU to the captain, Quinn. Quinn, Wallach couldn't get that one on the release, as Cade Mason will regroup at center as Stonehill goes for a change. Right back comes LIU. As they drop it, nobody home for Quinn, as the Skyhawks will now try to exit with Ryan King. King holds forehand, trying to dance around Mason, and does. Now he has to deal with Jack Quinn. Getting the better of that is Quinn. That will come up the middle out of the zone, and Wallach will send it deep. It's a battle of polar opposites, these last 4 games between these 2 teams. Of the last 4 games, the first 2 of those 4 were at home for LIU, as they won in dominant fashion. 8-2 and 10-0. And then the next 2 games were on the road. LIU won 3-1, 5-0. So a little bit closer other than that 5-0 game. As a Pass is broken up right in the middle. Stonehill turned it over, and Constable's shot deflects out of play. 9:59 left in the opening frame. It's Garrett Volk shot from the blue line that got through. Is all we got so far. LIU up 1-0 on Stonehill. Welcome back, everybody, to Long Island, New York. Jordan Feliciano here on the call. It's a 1-0 lead for the Sharks over Stonehill in their 7th matchup of the year between these two teams. LIU 6-0 coming into this one. They will finish up their head-to-head battles this year tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place, for their 8th battle of the season. Right before the break, Constable had a great look on a D-zone turnover by Stonehill. Constable had a goal February 16th against Alaska Fairbanks. It was his first since January 13th, and that was that weekend in which Constable, back-to-back nights in overtime, knocked off Colgate. Turnaround shot to the net, broken up. Right on it is a man going down, and I believe that's Zary, and Zary draws a penalty. I believe they indicated cross-checking. Zary a little slow to get up with Noah Kane helping him out. As Kyle Heath will go to the box. First penalty of the night will go against Stonehill. As right there, yep. There's the cross-check on Heath. As Zary took a tough spill, but Zary will stay out there on the face-off dot. LIU is the 14th best power play in the nation, 23.9%, and they'll go to work against a penalty-killing unit they took apart last time they were here on the island against the Skyhawks. As they go, Pappas one-timer, and it hit Zary in front. Zary's wearing the wounds of that one. Pappas, down low, Kane. Kane, Mason. Back towards Kane. Kane, Pappas, one-timer, pops in the air off the blocker of Milan. And Stonehill can't clear for the time being. That one wrapped around the boards, and they get the job done there. Fox trying to dance through. Milan looks to exit himself, and the goaltender, Dylan Milan, will exit the zone. Kane with Schreifels on him. Able to get the zone, get it right back from Zary. Noah Kane will bank it towards Mason. He'll walk center point, go Isaiah Fox now. Fox, Mason again center. Noah Kane down low. Mason with room, space, wrister, rebound loose. Not able to glove, that was Milan. Puck still alive, and it goes behind. Picked up by the Sharks. Poked free, nice hit by Mason on the boards, but they're gonna give him an interference. So Mason looked like he potentially prevented a good chance there for Stonehill to come out of the zone, but he does so by taking an interference. That's a little bit of a bang-bang play. Mason and the LIU bench not happy with that call. That looked relatively reasonable time to hit him in. But it will be 4-on-4 now for 37 seconds. And then the Skyhawks will work on a power play for a little over a minute. This is one back to Tertishny. Tertishny was not in the lineup both games against the Sharks when the games were at LIU back in January. There's a big Gaudette now. 20 on the 4-on-4 left. Gaudette hounded as he entered the zone by Welsh, and now it's a foot race as Tertishny's got to go back there to help. Schweniger will leave for LaRusso. LaRusso trying to dance around Puritan, has to deal with Constable now. Constable gets the better, and out comes Welsh. 5-on-4 now for Stonehill as Welsh's shot into the glove of Milan. So now Stonehill will get a minute and 20 of power play time to work with. That ramped off the stick of Tripp. Stonehill's power play this year, 13.7%. As LIU wins that cleanly, 7th best face-off team in the nation in LIU, showing why right there. Stonehill did not have a power play goal in their 3-1 win against Assumption, but they did have a power play goal in their 4-2 win against Lindenwood. It was off the stick of Jake LaRusso. Stonehill struggling to set up in the offensive zone. Puck right in front of the Sharks bench. Trickled out, and now Noah Kane's going to be first on it. Kane, short-handed, trying to get to the net, and a good body, make it 2 by Henri Schreifels. .30 left on the Mason interference penalty. Schreifels to Pinio. Pinio pushed off the puck. Schreifels in front finds Tripp. Tripp wristed to the net, kicked away, and missing on the open net was Galante. And now a puck for Constable, but he lost it. Trying to pick it right back up. Cannot. And back out comes Tripp. He'll slow it down. Two seconds and 1, back to 5-on-5. We go. Not much happening for Stonehill except for right at the final seconds of that man advantage. As Anthony Galante, the freshman, almost tied this one up. Almost tied it up earlier before. It was not for a left pad stop of Perone. Galante, puck knocked away dangerously, but for the time being staying in the corner. As Ronayne goes cross ice, meets a hit though, but gets it out of the zone. Drop pass, finds a man in Barker. Barker fan on the shot, hits some traffic courtesy of Cade Mason. As LIU exits now with Mason. Mason to Quinn, looks for Brodziak, but they cannot give it to him because they're offsides. Jack Quinn, captain of this group as he goes offsides here. Nominated for the 2024 Hockey Humanitarian Award. One of other, I believe it's 4 others, so 5 total get the nomination for the Hockey Humanitarian Award. He'll be represented at the Frozen Four this year. We'll see if he winds up getting that award. As the Seco shot from the blue line goes wide, in the corner it goes. Constable battling off with it. It'll be Nolan Fitzpatrick, brother of goaltender Gavin Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got the starts last time they were here on the island in those 2 games which LIU ran away with it. Now, like I mentioned, a little bit different story when LIU went to Massachusetts to play Stonehill on February 2nd and 3rd. It was a 3-1 win and then a 5-0 win for the Sharks. And head coach Brent Riley alluded to as Brandon Perone, always known to keep the puck alive on the stick. Looks like he iced it, and he has. But head coach Brent Riley alluded to, it's really difficult, no matter who the opponent is, to beat one team 7 times in a row. As we see Jack Quinn right there, the captain of LIU. He's taken the initiative to lead on-ice events with a number of youth hockey organizations on the island year-round, including practices and clinics with the Long Island Goals, Arrows, Beaver Dam, PAL Islanders and the New York Islanders Learn to Skate program. So Jack Quinn very active off the ice in his tenureship here with LIU. As Tripp goes D to D towards Davies. Davies goes down low to Schreifels. As he'll wrap it around the boards. There's Frank Ireland to scoop up. Ireland to the net, nobody home. As Remy Parker for LIU will exit. Parker will sauce it forward towards Pappas, a little bit out of his reach. As Zari's there to help him out. And there's Pappas again on the forecheck, but Davies will scoop up. Davies, Tripp now. Down low, Heath. Heath trying to dang free. Puck loose. Big collision in front as the shot was knocked wide. As Kyle Heath will slow to get up after his bang-bang play with Brandon Perone. And it was Heath the one who tried to dance around Mason. But then right behind him to help was William Tripp. He was the shot that banked wide. But despite being down 1-0, Stonehill, solid start to this one so far, as that one's icing. Team coming in with some momentum, winners of 2 straight, their first 2 wins of the year. As they begin the road trip to finish the season, they will not be back home. This game could easily be tied right now, if not for Perone making a couple of nice rebound stops in tight on the Skyhawks. LIU, that might be a point of emphasis in the intermission, is clean up that front of the net in your own zone. Pop is trying to dance 3, cut the middle, and a stop by Milan, and a penalty coming up here. I believe it's going to be against Stonehill. Chris Pop is coming off a very strong trip in Alaska in the 4 games. 2 goals, 2 assists, as he miraculously gets a shot off there. As LIU will go back to the power play. I believe they're getting Tertishny, yeah, they're going to get him to the box. So the sophomore defender out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania will sit for 2, and LIU will go back to work on their man advantage. One back, Nazareth to Pyridin. And they'll get right back to Nazareth. Nazareth will walk the boards. Pyridin. Cross-ice Constable. Constable walks, fires, off a stick, slowed down, kept alive, and it'll be Nolan Welch. Constable, Pyridin, Nazareth, in front, off a stick, ramped into the glass. Pyridin now, to Nazareth again. Nazareth walks in, goes down low to Welch. Welch in front, Wall chops at it, and it'll pop in the air and set down by Schreifels. LIU's got 1:20 left on the man advantage. That was LIU's second unit working to start the power play as their first unit starts to get out there right now with Kate Mason. Just him as Constable goes back door and they score. Nolan Welsh. Right place, right time, a power play goal. It's 2-0. As no one had Welsh, no one even knew where Welsh was, it looked like, and it was pretty much a tap-in for the senior out of British Columbia. So a tough way to end this period for now if you're Stonehill with 1:58 left in it. Had some looks in the offensive zone if you're the Skyhawks, but you can't be going to the box too much, especially against a power play. That is 14th in the nation coming into this weekend in LIU. As will be the man who started the scoring, Falk. Finds Adam Pitters behind the net, and it's a penalty coming up against Zan Gurney for interference. So second time LIU will go to the box for interference. So right as the Sharks take the lead up now 2-0 on the power play, they will give Stonehill another power play of their own. Skyhawks had that brief one for 1:20 around that area. But it looks like the Sharks might have just taken another penalty here. No, they got Stonehill here. 6 seconds in to the power play. It's a trip on Max Pinio, and once again, this period will go 4-4. As other than the final seconds of the first Stonehill power play, it's now been 2 power plays that you want to not remember. As in those final seconds of that first power play for Stonehill, they had a couple looks in front, couple rebound opportunities. Neither of them put home, but opportunities nonetheless. But outside of those last few seconds, it's not been good on the man advantage. As Schweniger will storm in the zone, trying to get some space, almost knocked it too far, but able to regroup with Schreifels now, and goes back to Schweniger. Schweniger up the middle. William Tripp coughed it up. As we Pierden trying to get away from Schreifels, and now it'll be Nolan Welch. Under a minute left in the period. Welch with one already, goes to Pierden, shot over the bar and around the boards. Right there to scoop it is Noah Kane. Galante, give it to Tripp. Tripp had to regroup for that one. Almost got behind him as he takes a look at the clock. Got another minute of 4-4. And 30 seconds left in the period as Parker's shot off the glove. And another chance by Parker, again off the glove. As Milan gets the glove on top of it. Not the first time we've seen this period. Goaltender Dylan Milan fighting off those shots with the glove. There's the first try knocked down. And the puck found Parker again, and once again, off the glove and having to swallow it up on the ice. Karlstrom to Tertishny. Tertishny will chip around Mason, go get it. Got Gormley in the corner. As Mason's the one to come out with it. Got 5 seconds left in the period. If they want one, they got to move. 3 seconds left. Fox walks in, wrister punched in the air, and that will do it for the first 20. It was a Garrett Volk shot for the blue line, and then on the power play, Nolan Welch picks up his 5th of the year, and that's all we got so far. LIU up 2-0 on Stonehill College after the first period in their 7th meeting of the year. We'll be back for the first period intermission. Welcome back, everybody, to Long Island, New York. Jordan DeLuciano here on the call. Moments away from second period puck drop. It's a 2-0 LIU lead over Stonehill College. 4-4 for the next 25 seconds, and we're underway. As Gormley will go far side to Mason, get it right back. Be Gormley, Mason, Kane, and Welsh to start it for LIU, as that one stick down by Milan. Head coach Brett Riley told me before the game he expected some wear and tear. You know, it's a very quick turnaround for this Sharks group. After that 4-game road trip in Alaska, got late back Sunday night, no practice Monday, got back on the ice Wednesday. Quick, short practices, didn't want to overwork the guys. And all things considered, a strong first period. He kind of expected things to come out a little bit slow, but a 2-0 lead nonetheless as we go 5-on-4, and as I say it, we go 5-on-5. As Gormley couldn't wrist that one free. As backdoor pass, it's Kane off the leg of Karlstrom. As a shot from the blue line is blockered in the air by Milan. Karlstrom perhaps saved the goal. Ireland trying to find that one, and he does. Blocked down by DeSico. As Gormley will go bat that back behind the net where DeSico wraps around the boards. And Davies for Stonehill will send it back in. Backhand pass in front, nobody home for the Skyhawks. But again, LIU can't clear. That puck, long flip up in the air. Be Schwenninger now. Go to Davies, get it right back, and it'll be Schwenninger again. Schwenninger cross blue, drops it, nobody home. Thought Ireland was going to step up with them. Ireland was just a hair behind the play. And then there's Schwenninger again in the corner. Meets a big hit from DeCicco. And Schwenninger a little slow to get up. That one caught him off guard. His trip shot blocked away by Pappas. And Schwenninger still down. So is Perron. But Gormley makes the save as we get the play blown dead. Schwenninger still down after that hit from DeCicco. I think there might be a little bit of red on the forehead. Yeah, he's cut open. Dean Schwenninger, the sophomore to Switzerland. You see him down back there, but watching the goal line, I believe Gormley saves the goal. Yep. I think that hit Gormley, or that might have hit Pitters. But now the attention turns to Schwenninger. Yeah, that forehead's really cut up. Able to skate off on his own power. And it wasn't so much how vicious the hit by DeCicco was on Schwenninger. It was more of the fact it caught Schwenninger off guard. A shoulder-to-chest hit might have just knocked the wind out of him, and he might have got cut up as well. Had his head down, trying to find the puck in his skates. As Schwenninger gets a little beat up there. You see him without the helmet right now. Getting a towel from the bench, trying to clean up. Now, the refs are having a conversation with the LIU bench. And the refs are going to go to review here. Let's double check to see that let's see if they are reviewing that Schwenninger hit. So they're looking, it seems to be, it might be the Schwenninger hit that they're looking at. DeCicco right here, but that looks clean. LIU is also sending the refs back there to look at something. We can't make out what it is. That's a clean hit. Shoulder on chest. Puck was in the area. But LIU is also asked the refs to look at something as well, as Schwenninger gets cleaned up on the bench. So when we got the stoppage in play, there was no penalties on either side, no discipline coming. But LIU had that, the LIU bench had a conversation with the officials and then sent the officials to go take a look. And we do not up here, we don't have what LIU is challenging though. Now, I guess we'll have to wait for an announcement. If they're determines as the penalty on Stonehill, we'll find the play, throw it back up on the broadcast. But the refs are taking a lot of time here, so I can't imagine they're taking too much time on the DeCicco hitting Schwenninger. It might be for what LIU wants reviewed. I believe last time these two teams faced off here on Long Island, there were some ejections on Stonehill during that game. You know, the score gets out of hand, things get a little more physical. Tend to get... So maybe the goalie interference there they're looking at? Contact with the goaltender? Now, I'm unsure. So this is the hit on Schwenninger that started all of it. That's clean. Shoulder on chest just caught Schwenninger off guard. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. And then right there, are they trying to get goalie interference as Streifels walked over Perron? Well, let's see again where this might be it. I'm not saying this is what. So here's the hit, the original one on Schweniger. And then this might be what LIU's trying to get looked at right now. That could be it, but Schreifels contacted with Perrone. Perrone was out of the crease, so it should be fair game then. If Perrone's out of the crease and Schreifels just trying to get the puck that's also out of the crease, that's not on Schreifels. But nowadays with goaltender interference, you see in the NHL, it's a lot more strict. It has now become more on the player, the attacking player, to get out of the goalie's way, no matter really where the goalie is. So I'm getting word now it's not the goalie interference they're looking at. There was a hit in LIU's offensive zone way back when. Let's try to dig through the archives, try to pull up some footage here. But I'm getting word there was a hit on an LIU player back in LIU's offensive zone. So that would be Stonehill's D zone. See if we can dig around here and try to find something. That's what this long review is about. It's about this hit that a Stonehill player laid on an LIU player in LIU's offensive zone. And I think we have something here. That's all good. This is LIU in their own zone, regrouping. This is still LIU zone. Gormley's regrouping at his own end. Let's see what happens if we can get them through the neutral zone here. Look up to the neutral. There's Kane. That might be it. That might be it. That could be it. Keep it running. That could be it. Let's see if we get anything here on the near side boards. And then, no, Stonehill comes out, and I'm pretty sure this leads to the incident with DeSico and Schweniger. Ireland shot goes blocked. Gormley in the corner. And then there's DeSico. He can't clear it. Davies keeps it in. Ireland pass in front, nobody home. I'm re-commentating now. Tripp keeps it in. Blocked down by DeSico. So there's DeSico and Schweniger. Taking a trip down memory lane here. So this is definitely the shift. Actually, let's keep it. I was going to say cut it, but now the puck's back at LIU ice. So there's Schweniger. He's got it. So when he enters the zone, now he's going to wind up getting hit by DeSico, and then we're going to be right back where we started. And here comes the hit. Yep. All right, so my producer, Nick, let's run it back to that hit in the LIU offensive zone when it looked like Gormley had it in the high slot, and he got a drive, and someone came and hit him with like a drive-by. That's got to be what we're reviewing here. I think we cracked the code, everyone. I think we figured this out. I'm not an investigative journalist. Working overtime here, calling the same thing I just called again. But I think it was when Gormley came to the middle. Kane enters the zone. There's Gormley, 24, and watch this hit. So the arms of Ireland, see Ireland right there, number 19. Let's see what happens here. Refs are about to come out. LIU are tapping their sticks. They might have some good news. So Ireland came across. His arms were down, which is good, but his shoulder may have nicked the jaw of Gormley. That was the longest review all year. And now Stonehill bench all getting an explanation. It's like he's revealing the nuclear codes right now. Everyone is listening. But while he goes over that with the bench, we'll try to get this hit one more time. There's Kane, there's Gormley. Watch, right there, you see his head kind of jerk to the right, and I think it's just Ireland's shoulder making contact. So usually when you see head contact hits, the hands come up, the elbows come up, the stick comes up. In Ireland's situation, none of it comes up. It just looked like the shoulder got a piece of Gormley's jaw. And right now, off screen, the Sharks are getting ready to line up in the offensive zone for a power play. Their power play unit's out right now. Zary, Mason, Pappas, Kane, and Fox are the five out there. Jack Quinn, the captain, is out there just to talk to the refs. But as I say, Quinn goes to the bench. And there's a man in the box right now for Stonehill. So after an arm in the leg in the kitchen sink, we finally get our answer. It will be an LIU power play. Just trying to now wait for more information in terms of how long. So this hit right here has caused all the disturbance, and it will be a 5-minute power play. 5 minutes continuous now for the Sharks to try to add to their lead after all that reviewing and conversating. We're back. Pappas, Fox, cross ice to Pappas again. Pappas winds, fires, looking for Zary on the tip. As Pappas will park it up and go to Fox. Fox, Zary, again Fox in the corner, center point Mason. He walks the line. They'll go to Pappas now. Pappas, one-timer. Kane! And he shot it over the bar. Kane will get it right back. They'll walk the boards. Cut to the middle. On goal. Fan save. Rebound. Fox. And it's blocked down by Karlstrom. Mason, one-timer. Blocked down. Rebound. Pappas has to take it to the corner. Go to Fox. He chops it free to Kane. Kane walks in. Pass across Pappas. Looks for Zary. But it popped up in the air. And then there's Mason to scoop it up. 4 minutes left on the man advantage. Pappas walks in, and he'll peel off. Mason now. Pappas walks in with speed. Wrister on goal. Rebound. Zary. 2 whacks at it, and it won't go. Fox from behind. Wraparound try is swallowed by Milan. Couple of big stops there from Milan. All of them in tight. Also helped out by some shot blocking, especially from freshman defender Devin Karlstrom. There's that shot from the high slot. There's that first save on Zary. Then Fox able to scoop up behind the net, and he was the wraparound try that did not go. As Constable is going to, looks like he might get one here. He's in disbelief, to say the least. As there was a man in Nolan Fitzpatrick flying into the boards there to get the puck, and it looked like he made some contact right there. He hit the net. Oh, the refs missed one there. The refs missed one there. And that's what Constable is saying. He hit the net and fell. But the argument from the refs, if they believe they did not miss that call, they think Constable interfered with them and that's why he fell. Their argument could be that he closed the skating lane on Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick then had no room and crashed into the net. That could be the only reasonable argument I can think of on the spot. But if the refs think Constable hit him into the boards, that's where the error is. Because Fitzpatrick crashed into the boards due to colliding with the net as they come out from the boards, and a pad save by Perrone. Might be a 2-on-1 if they move here with Welsh. Trying to go in front. Got Parker, and the pass was behind. Schweniger first shift back. He's all good to go. Will have it in his own end. Can't drop it off, but eventually does. Towards Schreifels. It'll be trip to Schreifels. And Schreifels will leave it for Schweniger. Schweniger, Schreifels. Nice dance trying to get around Volk. Got poked away. And then there's Remy Parker, 1 against 3 purple jerseys. So third time today, we have 4-on-4. The 4-on-4 will last for another minute, and then LIU will go back to their 5-on-4 power play. It still feels like ages ago we had that Frank Ireland 5-minute penalty. Tripp, cross ice looking for Heath. Heath has to slow it down and find Gormley. Now behind the net, LaRusso. Russo all tangled up there with Pitters. Puck's now stuck underneath Russo. Got Tertishny trying to get to the blue line and Heath, and he does. Karlstrom now. Karlstrom looking across, nobody home. That'll be Pitters in his own end. Gormley with 15 left on the 4-on-4. He wisely peels off. He's going to wait for this 4-on-4 to end so they can get that first power play line out there. And now Kane's all by himself in his own zone. And now we'll take the time, the open ice, 2 seconds and 1, and 5-on-4 for LIU as Pappas walks in front looking for Kane. Can't find him. So back to the man advantage for another minute and 22, and continuous minute 22. As Kane, Fox one-timer, knockdown, rebound, and it's Mason again. To Fox, Walston, Rister, and he scores! Isaiah Fox, it's another power play goal for the Sharks, a 3-0 lead. Isaiah Fox will get his 12th goal of the year and his team leading 31st point. Unless Zary gets an assist on that one. He didn't look like he touched it. As Zary was able to get it through the blocking bodies over the blocker of Milan. So it'll be Pappas, Mason on the assist, helping out Fox's 12th of the year. As Harry comes off the boards, still 5-on-4. 5-minute power plays, the clock runs until 5 minutes becomes 0. Fox, boards to Mason. Kane. Goes Mason again. Looks to Pappas. Pappas gets it. They go catch. Mason. Kane. Touch to Fox. Broken up. And it could be a 2-on-1. And it is. It's Schreifels with Fitzpatrick. Schreifels looks for Fitzpatrick. Tangled up by the back-checking Pappas. As now the Sharks try to push the other way. Fox. Zary now. And we'll go to the man Fox who just scored. To Pappas and out of the zone. They'll be peering into Fox. They'll play catch on the give and go. Peering into the net. Backhand pass in front. Broken up by a sliding Cam Mannion. Fox cannot slow that down as we're back to 5-on-5 now. Ireland out of the box into the bench. So let's see how much longer we can go 5-on-5. It's been a game of special teams so far. Brodziak loves that down. Rister, the net kick save, and held by Milan. 12:51 left in this second period. It feels like the second period is taking forever. We had that long penalty review. Then we had a penalty by LIU. Then we had the injury by Schweniger. All that time has passed, and we're not even at the halfway mark of the period. As Quinn's shot slowed down, and again it goes in! A weird roll in the favor of LIU. It looks like it's Brimmer. A 4-0 lead. I mentioned in the first period, I'll say it again here, not the first time we've seen Milan misplay a puck with the glove. He's been fighting off those pucks with that catching glove. Let's see how this goes in. Brimmer just chops at it. Milan couldn't scoop it up. He's been having difficulties tonight with that glove. As Quinn gets it. LIU going back to work in the offensive zone. Brodziak trying to wrap it and stuff it. And was stuffed by Milan. Wrister the net deflected. Pad save Milan. Brodziak, DeSico, Wrister the net, knockdown, rebound diving is Brimmer, but swatted away by Mannion. DeSico keeps it in, but only momentarily. As Hunter Hastings will backhand that one off the stick of Pinio. disappearing and trying to fight for it. And not keep it alive at center. As DeSico will go get it. DeSico, man, who's been with this program since day one. All 4 years of college hockey spent here at LIU during LIU's 4 years of men's hockey program existence. DeSico played in his 100th collegiate game on January 26th against Alaska Fairbanks. Volk, Parker, wrister, sticked in the air, and out of play. The battle of the penalties is not a battle that Stonehill wanted to get into. It's something I alluded to during the first period intermission. Can't be in and out of the box against anybody for that fact, let alone the 14th best power play in the nation in LIU. They've now let up 2 goals on the power play today, 2 coming at even strength. And that's where we have that 4. We mentioned how much this penalty kill was struggling prior to that 3-1 win against Assumption, as Stonehill allowed a power play goal in 12 straight games, leading to that matchup against Assumption. But in their win against Lindenwood, that 4-2 win against Lindenwood on the road, in which the Skyhawks picked up their first win of the year, they did let up a power play goal in the 4-2 win, but they did go 6 for 7 on the penalty kill. LIU still on the assault turnaround shot off a stick of William Tripp, as Gormley will meet it on the boards. Parker, Welch, Fox, one-timer, and the Snicks snapped in 2. One too many goals scored with that stick. The stick eventually couldn't take it anymore and had to give way, as Fox has to retrieve a new one, as that puck slowly made its way to the net. There's Fox just at the top of your screen, and then bam. That one flipped all the way out of play from the Stonehill side of the ice, and we'll drop it again to the right of the goaltender, Dylan Milan. A team like Stonehill, you know, 2 wins on the year. This is their 21st road game of the season. It is very tough to get a team this late in the year that's been through this much adversity up for games like this. But credit to Stonehill, they have games where the scoreboard shows they are completely out of it, and then they'll turn it around the next day and give you a nail-biter. As Fox looking for a second one, this time fans on it. As out comes Stonehill, 3-on-2 the other way. Find a man on the far side, trying to chop it to the net was Barker, as Gormley got slid into the boards there by Barker. 10 minutes on the dot left in this eventful and elongated second period, but it's now a 4-0 lead for LIU over Stonehill.
Another round.
I'm good.
Let's do a song.
Why do we have to audition again?
I don't know. Everyone is auditioning to get T-Mobile Magenta status.
Drop off your car $1.
And T-Mobile will hop off the gas.
I think it was good.
I think it's great.
Say I can play high school, but I don't want to take a job from the kids.
Get a special rate on your Hill Kids Day. Mom!
They'd be crazy not to hire me, right?
Is this too much? What about the hair?
No need to audition. Introducing Magenta Status. Premium benefits from brands you love.
What's happening? T-Mobile Magenta Status.
Captain, ever since you discovered Zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
Welcome back to the island, everyone. 10 minutes on the dot left in this second period. It's an LIU 4-0 lead, thanks to a power play goal by Isaiah Fox. And then a moment after, it was Austin Brimmer, even strength, picking up the loose change in front of the net. It's one of the longest time frames we've went 5-on-5. It's been power play, 4-on-4, penalty kill, 4-on-4, power play, the seesaw effect. There's Pieronen. Needs a hit from Schreifels. Tertishny will chip that around the boards, but first on is Pappas. LIU looks like the much faster and quicker team in the second. First period, a little bit of a back and forth. Stonehill had a couple of good looks, not a couple, a decent amount of good looks inside of Perrone, but this period has been quite the contrary. Probably due in large fact they had to kill off 5 minutes of penalty time. As Schreifels gets the drop, throws it in front, nobody home. LIU looks to push the other way. Kane with Pappas, they stay on side, but can't get much further than that. Kane gets it right back and finds Zary to dump it in. Almost too many men on the ice, as you had Brodziak wisely staying on the top of the boards there before hopping on. Kane trying to dance through, poke check there by Davies. Gurney. Cross-ice pass to Brimmer. Brimmer will enter the zone, should I say. Game's most recent goal scorer, Austin Brimmer. Looks to the blue line. Gurney drags, fires to the net, deflected, and knocked away by Milan. Quinn towards Brimmer, bouncing around and out of the zone as the captain will go retrieve it to Gormley. Brodziak will chip that in, and again, LIU first on the pucks. They are the faster, they look like the fresher team of the two, considering just coming off a 2-week trip in Alaska. Heath trying to dance around Mason, cannot. And again, not just LIU winning the battles and the foot races in the offensive zone, they're winning that in the defensive zone. As Constable comes in alone, drops it in front, and just a little too late to scoop it was Brodziak. And now with speed, pinning a wrister wide of the cage. There's a glove down at center. That's a glove of Galante for Stonehill. Loveless Galante in his own zone. Parker, counted by Karlstrom on the boards, now making a 4-man scrum. As Pieronen pitching in for the blue line will get it. Pieronen behind, Constable plays catch with Pieronen, can't get to him though, as it was slowed down by Hastings, up the middle Pinio, and Galante's going to join him with no glove. It looks like Galante's going to head off the icy wheels. A wrister from Hastings is stopped by Perrone. One of Stonehill's best looks, arguably their best look of the period. Nazareth caused the turnover, has a man wide open, took a little too long to get that towards Welsh. Didn't realize he had Welsh wide open in front, but it got broken up. Good play by Nazareth on the forecheck to cause the turnover. Fox, did he get a piece of that? He did not. So it will be an icing with 6:25 left in the second. And if you're Stonehill, you got to just get out of the second period. Up, should I say down 4-0. It has been a tough period in the box for 5 minutes. You've been in your zone for the majority of this period. You cannot let the leading get any worse right now. Gurney will pick up behind his own net. Chip up the glass, chop free by Fox, and now it's Welsh trying to speed forward. Welsh turnaround pass. Thought he had Nazareth, but the back-checking stick of Gaudet said otherwise. Nazareth, Fox, wrister to the net and wide. Fox trying to get away from Tertishny. They'll cycle it back towards Nazareth. Nazareth pinned up on the boards. Now Gaudet and Welsh are pinned up as well. Puck not moving here. Everyone's just waiting for this thing to pop out. You had Tertishny right there trying to... Yeah, puck wasn't moving, so we blow it dead. You had Tertishny, number 3 in purple, Trying to poke it free, but looked like that was well stuck between the skate of Nazareth and the boards. As Ronayne and company will head off the ice. They'll get fresh bodies out there with their top line of Ireland, Schweniger, and Schreifels. As they have Tripp and Davies back there. LIU, another offensive zone win. Gormley keeps that in. Zary takes the spill. And Schweniger hounded now by Kane. Gormley, blue line, keeps it. Zary, turnaround shot. Knocked aside by Milan. It's now Ireland. Cross-ice feed. Found a man in Tripp. Mason tried to pinch. Tripp to the net. Pad save Perron. And the puck is blown dead. And a little bit of extra afterwards. We're getting a penalty on the play. As Mason went for the home run step there, missed, and it led to Tripp getting a look on goal. And Tripp was the one underneath the pile. So let's see who they get here in that melee. We're getting a tripping call on LIU. It'll be one of three guys right now that take him to the box. And it's going to be Gormley. So a breath of life potentially for Stonehill as it's now Gormley to the box for 2 minutes on the tripping. And here's that step by Mason, just missed it. Led to the opening for Tripp. And right there, you have that back leg, that sliding back leg. Tripped Tripp. So William Tripp draws the trip. Watch that back leg of Gormley right there. And then Schreifels gets in a headlock from Mason. And now Stonehill goes to work on the power play. Down 4-0. They need one here. They're trying to get some slimmer of hope to claw back in this one. Tishny goes to Barker. We'll switch off. Barker walks the blue line. He's still with it. Goes in the slot. Nobody home and set down by Volk. Milan almost coughed it up there to the forechecking Kane, but all is good for now. As Tishny links up with Ronayne. Ronayne to Galante. Galante could have 2 goals today easily with his chances on the rebounds. Tishny, Barker to the net, deflected down off the glove. That should be a high stick, yep. Yeah, that puck was deflected off the glove of Perron due to a Skyhawk high stick. So that faceoff will come out of the zone. Right there, that right in the middle. You see 12 in purple, Connor Ronayne getting that stick on the puck. So high stickings on the puck, no penalties. We're all good. So 5-on-4 continuing for another 1:05 in favor of Stonehill. Schweniger, Tripp, DePinio. Schweniger leads for Tripp, cross-ice feed to Schreifels. Schreifels off a stick, popped in the air, glove down. It'll be Schweniger again. The Tripp. Tripp walks in, had to go get it. Schreifels picks up top of the circle, turnaround shot, blocked down by Pieranen. Puck still alive. Schreifels comes free with it to Tripp. William Tripp. Again, Schreifels, top of the circle. Down low, trying to stuff it on the rebound. Open net, and they score. It's Dean Schweniger putting home the wide open net rebound to get Stonehill on the board on the power play. It's 4-1. Good puck movement here. It starts at the top. Tripp to Schreifels as he goes down low to Ireland. So great puck movement at the top leads to a goal, low and in tight. Similar to Nolan Welsh's power play goal, right place, right time, wide open net. Same thing with Schweniger. I think we're going to get another review here, I believe. Yep, LIU is going for... go for another review here. So I'm going to talk to the people around me again, see what's going down here on the ice. See if we can run the replay. Let's first see if we can spot something that might open the eye here on Schwenniger's third goal of the year. Good no pass by Tripp. Schweifels, Ireland. Goal interference, maybe. That might be what they're looking for. So it will be the challenge of goalie interference. So when you saw Ireland cut to the net, and it's a quick review and a quick goal. So the goal stands. We're going to run that back. We'll dive more into it. As you see Perron kind of lunge forward right at the last second, that's who initiates the contact. So Perron looked like he was the initiator between him and Ireland, so that goal will stand. It looked like it was going to be all good at first glimpse before the refs came out. But the goal will stand. Will be Schwenniger on the power play, his third of the year. And a breath of fresh air and new life for the Skyhawks trying to get back in this one. Now they're down 3. So the power play clicks after special teams going against them for the better part of this game. As right out to the slot, Galante went for the quick shot, couldn't get it off. Zary would pop us to the net. Zary goes to the blue line. Kane towards the goal, broke it up. Stonehill trying to chip a man free, and Mike. Galante, Karlstrom to the net. Galante drags, trying to go through the leg to the front, and shoved aside by Mason. One stick down by Milan. He'll get the whistle. 2:32 left in the second. A little bit more interesting. Stonehill has a little bit more life. Down 4-1 now with that Schwenniger goal. But for them, it haunted them so far in all the games that these two linked up for Stonehill. It specifically haunted them the last home matchup here on the island for LIU and Stonehill. Stonehill's got to stay out of the box and be more disciplined, as a nice glove save by Milan, preventing Brimmer from getting his second. So Schwenniger's power play goal assisted by Ireland and Schweifels. Ireland will now get his team-leading 15th point of the year. As Pitters cross ice, Pieranen parks it and goes down low. Brimmer, DeSico. Goaltender falls down, but he's right back up. I believe that was just on his own. Barker drops for Gaudet, gets it right back. Gaudet tries to chop it down low. Puck stays with him. As LaRusso has to regroup at center, as we're under 2 minutes left in the second. Pitters trying to get around one and does to help with Brodziak. Brodziak, wrister on goal, blocked away by Gaudet. Pitters pops that one in the air, lays a body on LaRusso, and then lays another body on Barker. And now that helps out Fox pick up the puck down low. LaRusso, Schweifels. I'm throwing in the slot. Only person there was Nazareth and White, as they'll find Fox on the near side. Fox going to pass in front off the skate of Gaudet. Nazareth down low to help. Nazareth got pinned up there by Schwenniger. Icing arm up. This one's going to probably come back down. That puck dies out. Under a minute left in the second. Still 4-1 for LIU. As Fox up the middle, chopped down by Schweifels. It'll be Schweifels to turn and go. Now Schwenniger. Schwenniger, multiple times Stonehill has tried to just throw it into the middle, and multiple times LIU just picked that one off. As Nazareth comes free with it. Nazareth drags, trying to cut to the middle. Good skate there to prevent any more movement. That was Cam Mannion. 30 left in the period. The Karlstrom. Looks to go same side. Schreifels just kicked that one, but it got stopped by Pierinin, and the puck finds Pierinin again. They'll go D to Volk. Volk tipped off by Pappas. Hard up the boards off a stick. Let's see if Stonehill can move it. Under 10 left in the period. Might be in their own zone for the final 10. As that one pops into the LIU bench with .8 left in the period. So shot totals right now heavily in favor of LIU, 35-15. Shot attempts in favor of LIU heavily, 55-25. LIU 2 for 5 on the power play. Stonehill 1 for 3 on their power play. As we'll add some time on the clock, it'll be 2.4. And now, head coach Dave Borges for Stonehill, having a word with the officials saying, hey, now 0.8 seconds defensive zone faceoff, okay, but 2.4 seconds defensive zone faceoff, a little bit different here. So if it's 0.8 seconds, Zary, who's at the dot right now for LIU, if it's 0.8 seconds, he just has to shoot it off the draw the moment the puck drops. Now Zary can win it, and someone behind him can shoot it. Right now he's got Kane and Pappas. And Stonehill was trying to get a change here. It's not going to happen. And the refs are still talking. Now we got 1.6 on the clock. And I think we're going to settle with 1.6. So still enough time for LIU to win the puck back to try to get it to Kane. Let's see what they can do here. Kyle Heath will counter Zary, but now Heath will come off. Stonehill allowed to change. And I think it's going to be Schweniger. Yeah, Schweniger will be on the draw now against Zary. Let's see what we get. And Schweniger gets the better, and at the buzzer, meets a hit. But all is good. Zeros on the clock, and that will do it for the second period. LIU entered up 2-0, a power play goal by Isaiah Fox, and then moments after, even strike by Brimmer, but then countered on the power play by Dean Schweniger, and that's where we stand going into the final period. It's LIU at home, up 4-1 against Stonehill College. Welcome back, everybody, to the Al Arbor rink here at the Northwell Health Ice Center on Long Island, New York. Jordan DeLuciano here on the call. Moments away from third period puck drop. A 4-1 lead for LIU over Stonehill College. Centers line up. Schweniger and Pitters. We're underway. LIU wins it cleanly. As last period we started off on 4-on-4. And then things continue to get a little bit more messier with the 5-minute penalty. But for now, and we've been on a good stretch of 5-on-5. As Milan gets a quick whistle, 7 seconds in. And let's see if LIU still has the legs underneath them. You know, they got that burst in the second period where they dominated. But this is now the back 20 of their first game since the Alaska trip. So the wheels, you know, could get a little bit slower trying to finish out these games after a quick week of practice. Davies will go around the boards for Henri Schreifels up the middle. Pass way behind Ireland. And it'll be DeSico. DeSico got 3 different players pointing at him where to pass it, and he decided just to say, I'll take it myself. And then he linked up with Pierinin, and now will be in the corner. Pappas to Zary. Strip Pappas, but then Kane right back on it to help out. DeSico wrister off a stick in the air into the glove of Milan. So if LIU loses that pep and that quickness they had in the second period, could see a little bit what happened in that first period where Stonehill was getting some chances down low in front of Perrone. But not even a minute in, so still early, but Same story so far as the second. LIU in the offensive zone. Zary, haggled now by Tertishner. And now pass in front to Kane, and they score again. Noah Kane from Chris Pappas. It's a 5 spot on the board to make it 5-1. Another one of the seniors getting the job done for LIU as Pappas in front, and then Heath lost his man. Jake Cady trying to get back, but not in time as Noah Kane gave him enough time, gave him enough space as he pots one home. Noah Kane will pick up his 8th of the year. Noah Kane, his second year with LIU, a senior out of Buffalo, New York, coming from Mercyhurst College, the cousin of Detroit Red Wings winger Patrick Kane. As Pappas continues his hot streak, we talked about in the first period, Pappas during that Alaska road trip had a good run as Nazareth comes in all alone and is snagged away by Milan. As Milan slows down the damage for now, as Nazareth, all by himself, not a purple jersey in sight other than the glove of Dylan Milan. As Brodziak comes right back in, forehand to the front, shot wide. As Zach Nazareth's got a nice showing from family and friends in the crowd representing this senior weekend. As a tough angled shot goes way over the bar by Preston Brodziak. Preston Brodziak scored the first goal of the season for LIU this year. As Brodziak takes it wide, throws it to the net off the stick of Milan. That's Brodziak got a feed from Jack Quinn and scored LIU's first goal. It was in the first game. It was the home opener against Penn State. And LIU went on to lose that game in the third period as they were killing off a 5-minute penalty. They lost that game 3-2. There was a Dylan Lugris goal for Penn State with just about 3 seconds left on the power play, the 5-minute major. And Dylan Lugris took the lead for the Nittany Lions, and that was it, 3-2. As Dylan Lugris is one of the other nominees for the 2024 Hockey Humanitarian Award, in which we mentioned before. The other nominees include Jack Quinn out of LIU. Kiernan is right back to Pitters. Pitters tangled up, gets it right back, though. Pitters, tough angled shot. Looks like it got a piece of Milan. Constable, one-timer, does not get all of that one. There's that quickness by LIU, right back on the puck. Give and go, Constable in front, and it looked like a great pad stop there by Milan. But LIU still with it. Kiernan slowly shuffles it down low, gets it back, shot to the net, way wide. Stepping in is DeSico. That one pops in the air, stays in, still in, and it's still in. That puck never left. Now the puck just comes outside of the blue as Ireland was hounded in front of his own bench. Swiped away by Kiernan. LIU back out again, but Zary could not slow that down. Ronayne caught up to him. See if we can get a shot of that save by Milan on Constable. Did Constable just hit the side of the net, or did Milan get that with the left pad? See, this Constable going to dig it out, give and go with Pitters. And that's the left pad of Milan. So first the breakaway stop, and then that one on Constable. Back-to-back impressive saves for the sophomore goaltender out of Manitoba. Zary breaks him a pass. They had Barker wide open on the near side. As Dylan Milan, the sophomore, Morden, Manitoba, coming out of Wisconsin Superior in the NCAA. So another transfer. LIU's got a couple of transfers on their group. Another one of the transfer students on Stonehill, the sophomore out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, out of American International College, Alexander Tretishny. Aaron Grounds, another transfer. He's on LIU's group, not in the lineup today, out of AIC. AIC, a team that came to the island earlier in this year, as that one just trickled wide. Almost friendly fire there by LIU. As Davies shot for the point, off. Looked like Mason might have hit Perone as well. Right off the bench, Tretishny. It's a shoulder by Welsh. Tretishny still with it. Good look, wide open, Galante, and he scores. What a look from Alexander Tretishny, finding Anthony Galante wide open. That's a 5-2 lead now for LIU. And no one knew Galante was there except the man with the puck and Tretishny, as he battled off two white jerseys, first Welsh, then Pieranen, to get the puck to Galante. As Galante will get his fourth of the year. Galante, the freshman out of Morganville, New Jersey, coming out of the NAHL's Johnstown Tomahawks. So LIU defense caught sleeping momentarily there, letting Galante get open, but that is due in large part to that great look by Tretishny. He had eyes in the back of his head. Then threw that in the body of Gurney. Gurney took exception there. Nice hip check laid on Ryan King. Now Tretishny has to try to slow down Pitters. Tretishny up the middle. Not link up with anyone. And that one's thrown off the glass. As Tretishny will get his third assist on the year. Nice bounce here for Stonehill. They come in 2-on-1. It's Ireland with Pinio. Ireland draped down from behind as Gurney was able to get back. But they find Ireland again. Wrister to the net. Swallowed by Perone. Good back check there by LIU. It looked like Ireland could have went to Pinio on the near side. But he got swallowed up by Gurney and Constable. But then Ireland got himself open again. This time shot it right into the chest of an aggressive Perone. The blue line to the net. Perone get knocked down there, but we play on. Perone might have just lost his balance, similar to the way Milan did in the second. Schwediger, Wrister, blocked by Zary and out of the zone. Gormley coughs up the Schreifels, but right back on him is Gormley. And Noah Kane's there to scoop it up and exit the zone as LaRusso takes the spill. Kane, puck bouncing on him off sides, but we play on. Puck came out of the zone. As now it's Zary. Trying to shield off Davies. Both men take a spill, but we truck on through. Around the boards, Volk, the man who started the game with that shot from the center blue line, found its way in. Gave LIU a 1-0 lead. Pappas backs it off a skate. Quinn behind the net, pops out, spinning off away from Davies. Quinn again spinning away from Davies. This time a lot more separation, but now dealing with Tripp, still spinning in that corner. Brodziak. Try to cycle it down low, hit some traffic with Ronayne. Ronayne goes to Tripp, and back towards Ronayne, but Quinn's all over. Davies, Tripp. And they're going to try to slow it down now. And they're trying to deal with Quinn. They got Barker open right underneath us, and they find him. Barker will go cross corner. Kyle Heath on the chase, swatted away by DeSico. Puck finds him again. DeSico up the boards. Nazareth. Nazareth will just shovel that one into the far corner. As we have a penalty coming up, it's going to be against Stonehill for elbowing. I believe elbowing. The ref there sees signaling elbowing. See what the number they get here. It looks like Gaudette to the box. Yep. The Cameron Gaudette, the junior out of Braintree, Massachusetts. As the Sharks will go back to the power play. For the sixth time today, they are 2 for 5 currently. That has been the penalties that have slowed down Stonehill today. There's a nice bounce here for Ireland, but got to deal with Perone. Perone's always going to keep it alive back there. It's like a third defensive stick back there. Ross Ice, Kane trying to dance through, hits a sea of purple jerseys. Mannion trying to get away from some bodies, links up with a man, and now comes Stonehill and Schreifels. Henri Schreifels' wrister sticked away by Fox, and Fox disposes of Schreifels. Kane, Zary. Zary comes down the boards. He'll park it in the corner, go to Pappas, and LIU will set it up. Mason. Fox. Isaiah Fox waits on the near side boards. Mason wants it at the center dot, or center blue, should I say, and he eventually gets it. He goes to Kane. Kane to slow it down, walks in, bluffs, tries to go to the point, bluffs, and eventually does. Mason's got to go get it. Drops, Pappas, goes across, Fox one-timer, and he shot it across the crease all the way out of the zone. Now a foot race with Galante and Mason. Galante trying to find a man right off the bench in Ronayne, but it's sticked away by Mason. They had Ronayne right off the bench, but Mason saw it coming and felt it. He was able to break that up in the slot there. As we approach 10 minutes left in the game, and now 20 on the power play as DeSico scores! Jordan DeSico, the senior, gets his second of the year. This one on the power play. It's 6-2. DeSico just sped in the zone by himself and got that puck through Davies. Looked like it snuck through the 5-hole of Milan. So LIU now, they're up 3 before with that goal by Galante, back up 4 again, as that one sticked out of play by Milan. And with 9:46, we'll take our last break here for today's action. When we come back, LIU looks to close out game 1 of the weekend against Stonehill.
I love your dress.
Oh, thanks. I splurged a little because Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds.
That's great.
I know, right? I've been telling everyone.
Liberty.
Did you hear that? I just said her first word. Can you say mama?
Liberty.
Can you say auntie?
Liberty.
How many people did you tell?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
At Metro, get a new iPhone 12 with 5G. Take amazing pictures and share instantly. You don't take yada yada in life like knockoff sneakers. Don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Join Metro and get a new iPhone 12 with 5G for only $99.99 with no contracts, no activation fees, and nada yada yada. Only at Metro.
Welcome back, everybody, to Long Island, New York. Brett Riley's group looking good right now. Their 4-goal lead back in tech as they look for a 5-goal lead. That's off the post, looking for it again, and it goes over the net. So, 100 miles an hour we go right out of the commercial break, as it was a man in front of the deflection. I believe it was Brodziak. Most recent scorer, Jordan DeSico. Mentioned how he played in his 100th collegiate game back on January 26 against Alaska Fairbanks. As last year, he was the Winter Commissioners and Academic Honor Roll student. A senior out of London, Ontario. Played for St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Came out of the AJHL's Brooks Bandits, the Alberta Junior Hockey League. And has been with LIU since day one of their program 4 years ago. Rolling puck. Ireland scoops it back in. Glove down by Schweniger. Wayne Schweniger got the first goal for Stonehill today. Came on their power play back in the second as he backhands that one to the point. Karlstrom. Karlstrom nifty around one. Shot to the net. Covered up by Perrone. Extending from the conversation I had with head coach of LIU, Brett Riley, before the game today. Talked about something that he's seen improve over the year with this group, and it's been their respect for the game. He noted two specific losses on the road against Lindenwood and on the road against St. Anselm that really woke up this group, and everyone started to realize how difficult it is to win in this league, and players gained more respect for the environment they were around, that was around them. Don't judge a team by their record. Don't judge a team by their recent run. Play scoreboard hockey, you wind up in the losing column. We also spoke about how you see a team coming into this weekend like Stonehill, 2-29. You got to get the team up for it. Despite the record, despite LIU coming into this weekend 6-0 on the year and 9-0 all time against this Stonehill group, you got to get up for these. You can't take your foot off the gas because if you have a slow start, it's hard to overcome those slow starts if you get behind on the scoreboard. LIU offside, so Pappas has to regroup at center. And Zary will whack that one in the zone. Pass in front, Zary will just slide that behind the net. That puck will come free to Schweniger. Noah Kane on the back check. Ireland with it. Finds Schweniger bouncing free, chopped in the air. Big collision in front. For the second time, Stonehill has collided with Perrone in front of the net. So Schweniger going to the net with Noah Kane all over him. This one innocent enough. For now, it did not warrant any reaction or any verbal confrontation between the two sides. Perrone, one of the seniors/graduate students being honored this weekend. Senior day will be tomorrow. Got to expect Perrone will get back-to-back nods as he will expected to start in his last home game as a Shark tomorrow. Perrone in his own end, or should I say Piiranen in his own end. Two last names with a P, similar sounding, but at the same time completely different. As Nazareth intercepts that in the offensive zone. Nazareth finds Welsh. Welsh trying to go back to find Nazareth. A little too hard on the wrap. Went all the way out of the zone. As a turnaround dumped by Katie as Stonehill is offsides. Welsh. Nice move to split through two purple jerseys. Fox backhand to the front, deflected down by Welsh. And it'll be Connor Ronayne to exit and flip it in. Fox high and hard off the glass and into his own bench. So that faceoff will once again come back into LIU territory. These two teams will lock horns tomorrow for the last time. They'll be their 8th meeting, and there's number 8, Isaiah Fox, going back to the bench. It'll be the 8th meeting between these two teams tomorrow. Same place on ESPN Plus, same time, as LIU will finish up not only their final meeting against Stonehill this year, but their final game at home this year. As I mentioned in the first period, LIU will go on the road next weekend against Arizona State to wrap things up. Just like last year, LIU was on the road against ASU in the final weekend of the regular season. Bremer gets it out towards Brodziak. Brodziak shoveled that one wide, and Bremer goes back to work again looking for Brodziak. It's stuck on the top of the net, and it's whistled down quickly. It's always an interesting play when, yep, there's the puck just sitting right there. Yeah, sometimes when the puck gets stuck on the back part of the net, the refs will let it go because guys like to chop at the netting so the puck bounces off. But that time, whenever the puck's like stuck on that water bottle spot or that crossbar area, they'll blow it dead. Because they don't want guys whacking their hockey sticks. I say whacking their hockey sticks, specifically hockey sticks. They don't want them doing that in that area because they don't want guys getting hit in the face, getting hit in the chest. LIU hockey after this game will not end after this game today, for that fact. There will be more LIU hockey today as the LIU women's team will begin Game 1, Round 1 of their NEWHA Conference Playoffs. They take on St. Michael's College in a best-of-3 series. All games 1, 2, and if necessary, Game 3, will be here on the island. LIU Sharks women's program, back-to-back regular season champions, back-to-back #1 seeds, as they're trying to defend their NEWHA conference title, which they won last year when they knocked off St. Anselm in the finals 2-0. And Stonehill's women's team will also be represented in the NEWHA conference playoffs. LIU women's program trying to earn a nod to the national tournament, which they went last year and lost in the first round to Wisconsin, the eventual champions. And then Gormley throws a man down at Galante in the corner, getting a little physical down there. Ref's letting it go, but I spoke too soon. As now Katie and Gormley with Heath as well. Katie and Gormley are still going at it. As there was a lot of physicality during the play, but the refs let go. Gormley could have gotten a penalty right before the whistle, but they let it go. As Gormley went up by himself against 2 Skyhawks. And I think they're going to get everybody here. So they're going to get Gormley. I think they're going to get Katie. You got Gormley, 6'4", 225. Katie, 5'10", 190. They're going to get Katie. They're going to get Heath. So at 5'10", 190, Katie, and 5'9", 160, Kyle Heath, going up against 6'4", 225, Gormley. And this is where it all starts. Is the first hit, and then watch Gormley. That could have been interference, and it should have been. As Galante took exception to it, then Heath does, and then Katie does as well. So with 4:46 left in this one, sometimes you might see them just send guys off because it's a 6-2 game with under 5 minutes left. Guys just might be sent off just to keep things at ease. And LIU sending out their top power play unit. Expecting to be on a power play here with 2 purple jerseys in the box. So what the refs decide here will be a 5-on. I think it's going to be just Gormley and one other Skyhawk offsetting, and then the other Skyhawk being the penalty. And we're going to have another review. All right, so while we review things again here on the island, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll sort these things out. 6-2 LIU over Stonehill.
Welcome to Fandom 101. The best in college gymnastics are coming to Texas. Be there and get a perfect 10 in fanning out. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championship, April in Fort Worth, Texas. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your tickets today at ncaa.com/wgymnastics. Class dismissed.
Back here on the island, 4:46 left to go in the game. It's a 6-2 lead for LIU over Stonehill. And what they got on the board right now, they got Gormley on the board for 2 minutes. They got Heath on the board for 2 minutes. And they got Katie on the board for 2 minutes. And I think it's going to be what I predicted right before break. I think Gormley and Heath are going to offset. And then you're going to have Katie making it a 5-on-4 for LIU. Still waiting on the official announcements of what they're going to give. To these three guys in the box. I might need another commercial break here to sort things out here. They came out after reviewing just to go over the penalties. A lot of delays in the action today. You had that in the second period with the Frank Ireland head contact, 5-minute penalty on John Gormley, and then Gormley involved again here. But during that review took a long time. I think mainly, in my opinion, that Ireland penalty in the second period on Gormley took so long because there was head contact, but not in the traditional sense of head contact where you see guys kind of leave their feet or the elbows or the sticks of the hands and coming up. That was just, Gormley was leaning forward trying to shoot, and Ireland was just driving by. And the shoulder got a piece of his chin. But I think right now they're just going over the timekeeper's box right now. So Gormley's penalty just came off the board. So did Katie's. That's where you're seeing that offset. Katie and Gormley offset. That's what I'm thinking here. And then Kyle Heath is the only penalty on the board, which leads to LIU's 5-on-4 right now. And are we going to another review? Looks like we're about to drop the puck here, but I think actually they're just going over it with the captain, Jack Quinn. Nope, there's more to look at. So this was the melee. Gormley, Katie. I think they're taking a deeper dive into the melee here. See if anybody hit each other in the head. Watch the face mask. That's very important right there by Katie. And you have John Gormley's father right there watching his son at point-blank range. So how interesting is that? But if we're going to run that back, if you watch Katie's open right hand come up, that's always a point of emphasis is face mask. So right there, that should have been a penalty on Gormley for interference, but it got no calls. Now watch the right hand of Katie. That could be something they're looking at, the face mask right there. And then there's John Gormley's dad right behind John Gormley. I believe it's John Sr. As the officials are coming out again. So, let's see. They're having a conversation with the Stonehill bench. None of the players are leaving the box, so I'm not thinking any over usual discipline. So I think it's just going to be 2 minutes, like I said. I think my prediction is going to stand. 2 minutes offsetting for Gormley and Katie. So Katie and Gormley will be released with 2 minutes and a whistle. Kyle Heath will be released out of the box just 2 minutes. So Heath can exit the box in now 1:35 as a one-timer try by Pappas is fanned on. But Katie and Gormley have to wait 2 minutes and a whistle because they're offsetting and they're not on the board right now. So my prediction came to pass. After all said is done, we are back to on the ice. LIU on their 7th power play. Have 3 power play goals. Mason, Pappas, Kane. To the net, deflected Zary, trying to find it. Was Milan, and I guess he did. He got the whistle as Fox pushed the man down in trifles. So Gormley for roughing, Katie for roughing, and Kyle Heath for roughing. You get a roughing, you get a roughing, everybody gets a roughing. Sharks will send out their second unit now. Minute 09 left in the man advantage, 3:52 now left in the game. Piernan, blue line, Constable, gets it back, goes to Welsh. Welsh, Piernan wants it, they'll bluff the shot and go to Constable. Piernan again, walks, run timing, Welsh off the leg of Gaudette. Piernan, Constable, crossfeed Nazareth. Nazareth walking out slowly, goes to Welsh on the goal line. Back to Nazareth. Nazareth, Welsh trying to power his way to the front, and he scores! Nolan Welsh will get his 2nd of the game. It's LIU's 4th power play goal, and overall, a 7-2 lead. As Welsh was slowly creeping his way to the front, he started on the goal line and was inch by inch working his way closer as he roofs that one over the glove of Milan. So Nazareth on the assist will get his 8th assist, his 10th point of the year. As now Welsh gets his 5th and now 6th goal of the season. As Katie and Gormley still in the box, though. Power play over, back to 5-on-5. As we have a whistle. So that 2 minutes should tick off relatively soon. But then both Katie and Gormley will have to wait for a whistle, a stoppage of play, to exit the box. LIU, another zone win. One-timing Piernan, shot wide. Rebound, turnaround, Brodziak. Pad saved by Milan. DeSico, wristed to the net, hit a body in front. I believe that was Tertishny. That one's shoveled up. LIU, 48 shots on goal, 78 shot attempts. I got to go start digging into the statistics, see if we're approaching season high totals. But I think the shots on goal total is not there. As is the whistle. And it'll mean the out of the box for Gormley and Katie. So Gormley and Katie will go back to their benches. And I believe LIU's highest shot total was, I think it was around 60. And I think it was against Stonehill earlier this year. I start doing a deep dive into the stats here. That one's rimmed around by Gurney. Pitter's on the chase. That one over the glove, everybody's glove, should I say. And yes, January 20th, LIU had 60 shots on goal against Stonehill in a 10-0 win. Big hit there by Wallach, but Wallach will go to the box for it. That's a big body throwing a body there. 6'6", 230, sophomore to South Surrey, British Columbia. Wallach will now go to the box and slow to get up. I believe that's Karlstrom for Stonehill. As Karlstrom is back up after being a little bit shaken up on that play. Let's see if Waller came a little bit high on this hit. Looked like he got the chest there of Karlstrom. Karlstrom holding his face mask there, the head area. As Karlstrom still being attended to on the bench. Try to see if we can see this again. If they're getting charging? That looked relatively clean. Let's wait to see what the announcement is. I was not able to hear what they announced that as. Penalty on Wallach for roughing. They gave him roughing. So that's now 4 roughing penalties in a row overall. 2 for Stonehill, 2 for LIU. As now LIU will go back to the box, I believe. Piernan will go to the box, and so will Stonehill's Anthony Galante. LIU did come into this weekend's matchup 3rd in the NCAA in penalty minutes per game with 14.21. And we're seeing why now. As in their January 26th matchup against Alaska Fairbanks, in which they lost 7-3, LIU took a season-high 52 penalty minutes. And also in that game, they tied a season-high with 11 total penalties, matching November 24th against American International. So those penalties, just like before, will offset. So Galante will go for embellishment. So interesting. Diving, in other words, diving. So Galante and Piernan, I think their nights are over because they're going to have to wait for 2 minutes and a whistle, and those penalties were taken with under 2 minutes left in the game. So they will spend the remaining time in the box as Stonehill goes back to their power play. 1 minute and 27 left in it. Tripp. Schweniger. Lays catch with Tripp. Backhand pass. One-timing Schreifels is blocked by Gormley, but the stick shattered of Schreifels. As Welsh looking for his 3rd. Couldn't knife through Tripp. Schweniger around the net. As Stonehill's lone power play goal, has to try to get away from the ref there. As that one kick saved by Gurney. So back-to-back kick saves, neither of them by Perone. First by Gormley, then by Gurney. Tripp. Stick check by Gurney, off the glass, and all the way out. LIU came into this game 6-4 in their last 10. So a nice little run for the Sharks will continue with a win today over Stonehill. It will make them 7-0 this year against the Skyhawks, 10-0 all time, as, again, these two teams will finish up their season set tomorrow. Same time, same place on LIU's senior night and LIU's final home game of the year. Seven goals, 6 different goal scorers for LIU. The lone man that got 2 of them was Nolan Welsh. 3 seconds and 2. That will do it as LIU has once again knocked off Stonehill College. This one by 7-2. Your goal scorers today, Dean Schweniger for the Stonehill College Skyhawks on the power play, and then Anthony Galante, even strength. And for the Sharks, Isaiah Fox, Noah Kane, Austin Brimmer, Nolan Welsh ×2, Jordan DeSico, and Garrett Volk, a long ways ago, got the first goal of the game that gave the Sharks a 1-0 lead. Well, that will do it for Game 1 of 2 on this weekend. My name is Jordan DeLuciano. Thanks for joining us. LIU 7, Stonehill 2. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other.